So let's get started. President Tinubu may have seen a false policy and economic test of his time in office. Well, it may be just about 2 weeks, but experts believe the true political baptism or test as president will be next week, when the National Assembly will be inaugurated and himself and his political party will be faced with a choice of who becomes the presiding officers. There are so 4 positions in that, 2 in the Senate, 2 in the House of Reps. The others are, well, the ones that will be determined, but a lot of interests are on these 4 positions: the Senate presidency, the Deputy Senate President, the Speaker and the Deputy Speaker. Well, it is often said that it is a politics that should be played by the lawmakers, but it appears it is more than that. Yesterday, Senator Sani Musa, for example, insists that he will go ahead to run for the Senate presidency against the run of play. The run of play is that the APC has zoned and made an arrangement. The decision of the APC zoning arrangement has also been very criticized. Like the Senator-elect Abdulaziz Yari, former governor of Zamfara State, Senator Oju Uzokalu, the chief whip of the Senate, are insisting that they will go ahead despite the party's position. Where does the APC go from here? I'm being joined tonight by Senator Ali Ndume. Thank you so much, Senator, for joining us.
Thank you very much.
This is the first time since the assumption of office of President Tinubu, isn't it? That you're on this program.
Yeah.
So how are things shaping up for your party?
Oh, alhamdulillah, the renewed hope has begun.
Really?
You know, the mantra of the president before coming in during campaign is renewed hope, and we can see it. I'm very, very optimistic that things will turn around for the better.
His first test is that policy statement that he made. Subsidy is gone. Now there's a lot of backlash, and he's trying to deal with it. But so far, from your own point of view, as someone also who has helped in shaping policy over the years, how do you think the president has been handling it so far?
What is coming out from Mr. President is truly what I'm expecting. The issue of oil subsidy that he announced on the day of inauguration and the unification of the exchange rate, these are 2 laudable policies that he needs to take, and he did. And I'm sure, as you can see, that the most painful one is that of the removal of oil subsidy. But as you can see, because of his honesty, sincerity, and purpose, Nigerians are understanding with him. Nigerians are people, good people, that will really understand with their leadership. And as you can see, the Labour have shelved their purported strike, and the president today put in place mechanism where we'll look at how we'll deal with the effect of the removal of the oil subsidy. This is something that is long overdue, and I commend the president for taking this bold decision, and I'm happy that Nigerians are with him on that. And there is initial shock and pain that is coming, but Nigerians are willing to take it because they know that this subsidy something is more of a fraud than real subsidy. And I can see that we'll get over it, we'll come across, we'll stabilize.
So there are those who believe that there are 2 positions, 2 areas, 2 sectors that need careful attention: the economy and security.
That's it.
This also like a spine in any government, and those who are already advised. The president has sent to the Senate 20 had asked for requested for approval of the Senate to appoint 20 special advisors, and those who are advising the president that, look, these people must be professionals. There must be people that will bring confidence into the system. What are your views about those who should occupy, or those the president should appoint in those 2 sectors, economy and security?
Well, as I said, the president is not a new person in the political arena. He knows what he needs to do. And as I said, from the appointments he has made so far, the SGF, Chief of Staff, others, he's on track. And I believe that he knows where to or who is supposed to lead a certain sensitive sector. The Constitution says the purpose of government is security and welfare of its citizens. And I'm sure the president is quite focused on that. What I will advise is that he should not overplay loyalty. What I mean by that is he is somebody who I know never, ever leaves his loyal supporter or follower. And so he will be tempted to carry them along. Let it not be kind of trying to settle some people. But
political settlement.
Political settlement.
Those who believe that that's going to be dangerous, especially for security.
Yeah, for security and economy. And he should, as a matter of urgency too, have in place his national security advisor and also the national economic advisor. He should put in place a strong economic team. Unfortunately, he has a very capable vice president, very intelligent. Not because he's from my state or because he was my governor.
Oh, you're a good friend.
And my good friend. I know Kashim personally. He's very intelligent. These are the kind of people, and his chief of staff is good. The SGF is, so we have started. And where there is going to be shaky situation normally is the relationship between the executive and the legislature. At this, he himself is a senator. His vice president is a senator. Even his wife is a senator. Now his SGF is a senator. And his chief of staff is a speaker. So it's a kind of one government.
So, I mean, they should understand best. So, I mean, that takes me to where we're going into my real reason of inviting you on the program tonight, and it's about the politics of the National Assembly and not losing sight of what the president should be doing. And because we've been setting an agenda for the Tinubu government, and now he's here, and now we're also not keeping our eyes and trying to guide and put the voices of Nigerians out there so that it can get the real position of the average persons. That there are a lot of expectations on him, and political payment and political compensation might not be tried for some position. It's probably going to be inefficient to do that. But let's get into the conversation of the National Assembly leadership. I know whom you support, and you are that kind of person that you don't hide your support for. I mean, when you were supporting Rotimi Amechi, you never hide it.
Never shied away.
You were supporting Akpabio.
Yes.
On what basis?
On basis
Is it because the party?
No,
said so?
That is part of it. But there are so many factors that contributed to my decision to stand for Akpabio. Number one, because the president had interest and had Akpabio as his preferred candidate. And number two, he had the confidence of asking me to lead the campaign because he believes that I'll be able to pull the number that is required to see him through. And we thank God we're on that. But most importantly, it is about justice. It is about equity. It is about even the Constitution. It is about doing what is right and standing for what is justful for this country. This country belongs to all of us. You know what has played out circumstantially that led to the emergence of the president being a Muslim, the vice president being a Muslim, and then the need to have a balance, because this country, as I said, belongs to us, and the Constitution, Section 14, is clear that the country should be run in such a way that no tribe, religion, or section of the country will feel marginalized. So the natural thing to do is to get somebody from the South particularly, and that person, the beneficiary of that happens to be Akpabio, because he's the most ranking from that area. He has the experience, and he is from South. And that's why I threw my support for him. And many Nigerians or senators elect, that is our colleagues, actually understand and agree to that. And by God's grace, on the 13th, Akpabio will now emerge, inshallah, as the 10th National Assembly Senate President. So,
I mean, you look at the progression and the manner in which activities in the last few weeks have gone. There was the steam was, it was sailing and it was looking comfortable, especially Senator Akpabio. There are those who are having problems with lawmakers amongst those four that the party had put their names forward. But recently, in the last few days, that sail, it seems some steam has gone off it. And Akpabio is not getting as much of that support. And I mean, you know as much that I have my ears to the ground and I know a lot of things that is happening. And that there are a lot of people who are now opposing Akpabio's candidacy for that position. Well, are you aware of that?
Yeah, I am. But that's natural. In fact, they are trying to catch up. That is what I put, because when we started, we hit the ground running, and in 1 week, we were able to have endorsement from 60 senators. And as I'm speaking to you, I have 75 senators that signed or endorsed the candidature of Akpabio and Barrow. We call it the ABC. That is Akpabio Barrow campaign. We have 75. These are senators that signed for us.
When was that?
As of today, I'm telling you, we have 75
because
senators.
You know what? Do you know the reason why I asked you that question, Senator? You know why I asked you that, Senator? There are nothing less than 10 former governors who are senator-elect who are already on the other side. They've lined and queued up for Senator Yari.
10?
That, yes, not less than.
Oh, not less than 10.
Yeah, that's what we are.
Okay, so now that does not encroach on my number. I told you 75, and we are supposed to be 109. So it means that out there we still have 34 that are not with us.
What they are saying is that there are those who queued up behind you, but they don't have, they're just putting up a show, but in truth, on the floor, they will be voting for Yari.
Well, I cannot predict what will happen tomorrow, but I'm telling you that I have the number here. I can show you. I can show you the number.
You can bring it up.
I can show you, but it's my confidential something. I just want to show you that I have 75 senators here signed. And you know, Shehu, I will not come here for whatever reason to lie to you. I will not do that. If I don't have 75, I will not tell you that I have 75.
I mean, what is happening?
Or you don't believe me?
I mean, well,
no. Let's.
The politics of national assembly.
We have been together for a long time.
Yes, Senator.
You think I will come here and say I have 75?
I don't doubt that. But the question is that the National Assembly lead politics. I mean, a blink is actually could be a disaster.
Yeah.
You close your eyes for a second, you open it,
I agree
and
with
everything
that.
changes.
But all advantages are to our side. All.
What gives you the advantage?
1, we have the support of the party. 2, we have the support of the president. 3, we have support of that is most important, most of the senators. These senators, Sheung, sign on to endorse our program, not because of the
physical signature.
Yes.
Of endorsement.
Yes. 75, I mean. It was 72, but 2 days ago, 3 signed on to it.
How many are they from the opposition?
Opposition? Yeah, I don't know the exact, but it's about 30 or 40. We in the APC are 59. 59? Yeah, 59.
So you have just about
40.
About 10?
About 50
about 14,
on the other side.
yeah.
No, 50 on the other side.
If you have 59, so out of 75.
No, out of 109.
Okay, I'm saying out of the 75 that you have now.
Yes.
How many are APC members?
APC are 40. Is it 43 or 45? Yeah. And we have Labour, we have all the parties.
And APC lawmakers in the present National Assembly is about almost 60.
Yeah, 59.
So
we have 40. Yeah, the others are, some are standing on the fence, some are on the other side. And let me tell you another thing that is surprising me, but now I'm getting used to it, is that, but I have not really verified that some have signed on to us and then they went to the other side to sign also. So I'm like giving it, give or take, I say take 15, 20%. We're still comfortable, inshallah.
What number do you need to win?
55.
And you have 70-something?
Yeah. So let's say that some people will jump over at the last minute, That can happen. But I'm very confident. I don't want to be overconfident. Because, as you rightly said, people can change their mind. But we have a better candidate. We have 2 candidates that are in the front now That is Yari and Akpabio. And my candidate, or our candidate, has all the advantages over the other candidate. Looking at it politically, and intellectually, and, all this, we have an added advantage over that. And besides, as I told you, this campaign that I'm doing, or we are doing, or even the president is supporting, it's not Akpabio. It's not about Akpabio.
Is the president really supporting it?
Yes.
The president we've not heard him.
I heard from the president. The president told me that his preferred candidate is Akpabio and I should lead the campaign.
But he said that to you in the closet, not in public?
No. Not in the public. What? My own surprises. Do you think that is not true?
No. We've seen. Okay, so let me give you an instance. I know nothing less than 6 people last year said President Buhari. I told them
no,
to
that's
go
President Buhari.
Just a moment, sir. That about 6 people said they got the endorsement of President Buhari to run. And should I disbelieve these people? No. It was President Buhari who said it.
Yeah, but
covering this bit, this is my 2 decades on doing this job, Senator. Things happen, and that's why I'm asking. If the president had not made the
not with Asiwaju, not with Asiwaju. Asiwaju, if he gives you his word, go and put it in the bank. He will not change it, and another person will not come to the same Asiwaju to tell him that, look, I had experience with him. We are close. When I wanted to contest for Senate President, I sent a delegation to him. He said, "Oh, I've already committed myself to Mr. President, to the candidature of Amela. Yes, I know Ndume, and he's close to me, but I've given my word to the president, and I'm not going to withdraw it." He told me this face to face. So if Tinubu says, I will be surprised. I will be really, really surprised.
But is he committed to it more than the words?
Yeah.
Because the politics of national assembly is different from
Tinubu,
that.
Please, not Tinubu.
You have to put boots on the ground to be able to get the work.
We are the boots on the ground. Myself, we are many.
Do you have the wherewithal?
Yeah, inshallah. We're there, inshallah.
Senator, there is a huge opposition, and
that's normal.
I don't like to mention names, but I'm pushed to mention names of those who are now working. All the political enemies of Akpabio have come in
together.
A group together. You know that, right? Even former Senate President.
Yeah.
Even members of the party.
We are talking to them. They are softening grounds. I can assure you that even the Senate President, they had issues with Akpabio. People have issues. It's normal. In fact, I'm one of the, even look at it, the biggest advantage of it that I'm leading the campaign. And so many people also are not happy that I'm the one.
What is in it for you? What is in it for you?
The need for me?
What is in it for you?
Me?
Why are you passionate about it?
Look, the Senate is an institution, or the National Assembly I benefited most. And I think I'm the #2 beneficiary. I've been there for the 6th time now. My only senior there is Amela. I'm the most senior. That institution is part of me. I am passionate about it. And that's why I'm keenly interested in the leadership. I'm not indispensable. I would have said that I'm the best. But I'm not indispensable.
What if there is a surprise on that day? Are you prepared for the worst?
Yeah, it's normal. We had it before.
But I guess you will not be sleeping at the car park.
Well, if we have to.
You would sleep at the car park.
It's not the first time now.
Let's leave politics aside for a moment. And let's look at what is the need for Nigeria. I asked what is the need for you. But this time around, I'll be asking what is the need for Nigerians. Why should the Senate presidency go to Akpabio? What is his agenda? Why is it a person that will shape the policies that will be coming out of National Assembly for the benefit of Nigerians? What are his plans?
Let me tell you the plans. In the next 2 days, or 3 at most, we'll come out with a 10-point agenda for the 10th Assembly. I had one. Jibrin Barrow had his agenda. Omai, he has his agenda because he wanted to be. Oshomole had his agenda because he wanted to be Senate President. But all this because of the presidential intervention and because it is the right thing to do to support somebody from South-South, and that person that is most qualified from South-South is Akpabio. We are now collapsing all our agenda into one to come out with a 10-point agenda which will soon be unveiled to the Nigerian public, which will be like our working document to see that the National Assembly, the 10th National Assembly, will be the institution that Nigerians will be proud of to provide what we even started, stability. Because the president needs stable political environment and he needs the support that the National Assembly constitutionally is vested with in order to make him succeed, because Nigerians are eager. Nigerians are full of so much expectation for him because of his nature, because of his experience, because of his resourcefulness in terms of human and others. Nigerians are expecting too much from the president, and we cannot afford to be destructive. And that's why we have been talking. We are now looking forward to maybe having a situation where we will get to a consensus. We walk into that chamber that day with Yari in the front, Ojikalu, and all this Sani Musa and Ozina. So those are the candidates now that are still, kicking. And we will all come together to say, look, let's give Akpabio, let him preside. Besides, this time around, we are not going to have senators president. Inshallah, we are going to have Senate president. Previously, we used to have senators president. This time around, it's different. That is why we are not making promises in our campaign that, oh, we'll give you this committee or that committee. No. Come on board. Let's make Akpabio the Senate president. Once we succeed, then we'll close ourselves in the closed session and sit down.
Do you know what your critics are saying about this ninth National Assembly and their fears to the next one? They've tagged the ninth National Assembly as a rubber stamp. How do you work against that kind of appellation that some of the critics have labeled you?
There must be a demand before the supply. Tinubu, the president, is not that type of person that needs rubber stamp. No. He is an experienced legislator. He will need a very active and vibrant legislators to discuss issues, matters, and, thrash it out. That is what was lacking in the Ninth Assembly. When they bring something, you just say, oh, take it. The president can never be wrong, so you just give it to him. And it's full of mistakes because these things are not made by the president himself, but by his staff who have interest. They have vested interest in everything, and that was why we find ourselves.
How can the 10th National Assembly, as blessed or as directed by President Tinubu, be an opposition or be working, checkmating what President Tinubu is saying?
What is right is what right, and what is wrong is wrong. The law is clear about oversight. It's not about checkmating. It's not about trying to find faults in somebody. No, it's about working, putting heads together, legislators doing, enacting good laws for the progress of the country, and the executive also bringing in policies.
Well, it's part of your roles to oversight.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying
executive
oversight.
So some of the criticism is that they are asking, where were the lawmakers when the Nigeria Air policy was being made?
Which air policy?
The Nigeria Air. I mean, when you were coming out now, after it was unveiled, it will be part of our conversation.
Yeah, you have an expert there that
absolutely,
will talk about,
but that's what I'm saying.
It's a good lawyer.
Some of the criticism is coming.
That is the problem with the Ninth Assembly that you are talking about.
Yes, that's one of the issues.
In a bid to satisfy the executive, or not to even look at it as if you are confrontational with the executive, we ended up, to some extent, messing ourselves up because we did what the Hausa people said, doing in excess of what you are required. You say, oh, the president will never be wrong. And the president also trusted his people. And as I have been saying several times, that the government, the mistake that the President Muhammadu Buhari did, by his nature, is just he gets some bunch of people, even based on somebody's recommendation, and he will give all the trust without checking, without oversighting, or without putting an eye onto how that person does whatever. And that's how we find ourselves. But his intentions, all through, were very good intentions. But then He had a lot of kleptocrats, a lot of plutocrats around him, and they messed some things up.
Senator, let's wrap up now.
Yeah.
There's a lot of expectations. Nigerians are looking and Nigerians are watching. Not only what the National Assembly is doing, but the mandate that some of them gave to Bola Tinubu and his team. And they will be watching all through to see how this is being delivered. What should Nigerians be expecting from your party going forward into this administration?
Simple. The president's mantra is on track, and that is this renewed hope for Nigerians. And you can see it. Don't you feel that? There is a good feeling. There is hope, full of hope in the air in Nigeria. That is because of the confidence we have in the president. The president is out there. He tried it. He tried so many people. He tried 3 people. 2 were unsuccessful. He sponsored. He supported Atiku. It did not work. He supported Ribadu. It did not work. He supported President Buhari. It worked, but it did not pass. Now he is there himself. So you can understand why Nigerians, or even somebody like me, have a lot of expectation for him.
Those who say that the appointment that he makes in the next days will determine how they will perceive his
or the appointment that he has made already has given us that hope. He has appointed the right people into these 2 key positions. The Secretary to the Government of Federation, he appointed the right person to be his chief of staff, and that is Femi, with experience. These are grassroots politicians. They know the feelings of Nigerians. Right. They are in contact with Nigerians. Somebody, especially Akume, is a grassroots politician. Right. He was a governor. He was a senator. He was a minister. And now the secretary to the government. He knows so much about Nigeria. He knows he's politically exposed and grounded.
All right. Senator.
Yeah.
Ali Ndume. Senator representing Borno South, right? In the National Assembly. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time tonight.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it.